Hello guys, in this video we are going to create this YouTube embed carousel, so we can scroll through different videos through this, and you can go through them. And this is basically based on the TMDB API. So this is a continuing series that we were doing, and this is the part 4 of that video. And the links to the resources and the GitHub repo is in the description. You can check that out. The previous videos are also in the description. You can check that out as well. And let's get into the video. First, let's add a no more button at the end of this overview. So we'll go into the show movies function. So here beneath the overview, we'll add a break. And beneath that, we'll add a button, and we'll have a class of no more, and we'll give it ID in a bit. First, let's close the button tag, and we'll give it a statement of or a label of no more. And now when we save that, you can see there is a button at the end of the overview. Now let's style this a little bit, and then we'll add an event listener to this. So let's go into the style.css, and at the end we'll add a class of no more, and we'll just style as a normal button. So we'll remove the default background color, and we'll make it orange. Okay. Then we'll change the text color to white. We'll change the font size to 16 pixel. Then we'll change the font weight as well. So we'll change the font weight to 400, or we'll just keep it as bold. Okay, now when we save that, you can see it's there. We'll remove the border first. So border, we'll give the value of 0. We'll add a border radius so that it looks something like this. So we'll give a border radius of 50 pixel. Then we'll give it a padding. So padding, we'll give a value of 10 pixel top and bottom, and 15 pixel left and right, or maybe we'll just increase it and make it 20 pixel. So that's the no more button. We'll just increase the margin on the top as well. So we'll add a margin top of 5 pixel. Yeah, so that looks better. Now let's add an event listener to this button, so that when we click, something happen. So in the script.js, we'll give it an ID. So every element should have a unique ID. So we need to pass a unique ID here. So what we can do that from the movie API, we are getting an ID for the movie. Okay. So what we can do is we can just pass that ID as the ID to this button. So if we take the developer tools, and we had previously logged the array here. So if we take a look, we have an ID inside this. So in the array restructuring or object destructuring, we can add a comma and get the ID from there. So we'll just minimize this here. And so what we can do is we can give the value of ID as $ curly braces, and we can pass the ID here. So once the element is appended into the DOM, we can get by ID. So what we can do is we'll do document dot get element by ID. Okay, and the ID here is this ID, and we'll add a event listener, and we listen to the event of click, and when the click happens, we'll call this function. Okay, so for now we'll just log the ID here. Okay, so if we take the developer tools again, and if we click say any movie here, you can see the ID is being logged here. So now what we want is, when we click this button, we want an overlay to take over the screen, and we want to show the carousel there, or the YouTube embed carousel there. So we need an overlay for the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go the easy way and not reinvent the wheel. When we search full screen overlay navigation in Google, we get this tutorial here. So we'll just use this navigation that we get here, and we are not going to modify it very much. We'll just use it as it is. So for that, we'll go into the tutorial, and here we have a div of ID myNav. So we'll just copy the whole div here. Okay, we'll go to the index.html, and above the main tag, we'll just paste it here. Then what we'll do is we'll just remove these a tag here, and we'll just simplify the content here. Okay, now we need to add the CSS for this. So we'll scroll down into the tutorial and go into the CSS, and we'll copy the whole CSS from here, go into the style.css, and paste the whole thing here. Okay, now we need to add the JavaScript from the tutorial, and here we have two functions, open and close. We'll just copy both and go into the script.js, and we'll paste that also here. Okay, that's it. That's all we need to do. And now the only thing we have to do here is we have to basically call the open nav function. So we need to open the nav when someone clicks on the ID. Okay, so we'll just call that function in the event listener that we just created. So we'll just do that and save that here, and go into our app. Okay, and now when we click no more, we get this overlay. It's just simple as that. So I'll just go through what are the functions that is happening in this tutorial that is shown in the tutorial. I'll just go through it quickly. So here we have a div of myNav, okay, or to be exact, ID of myNav, and it has a class of overlay. Then there is the overlay content and the close button. So these are the things that is there in HTML. Rest all of things is done in the CSS file. So if we take the CSS file, you can see the styling for everything. So the overlay, it said that height should be maximum, and the position is fixed, and it should be it has the index of 1, so it's on top. So it has basically all the comments that are necessary. So the transition is added so that when something changes, everything is smooth. And the transition happens because the width is 0, then the width becomes 100 in the JavaScript. So since when we open the nav, the width becomes 100, and this transition from 0 to 100 takes place in 0.5 seconds, and all the related things are self-explanatory, and it's present in the CSS file here. This is the styling for the close button and the hover animation for the close button, then the positioning of the close button, and the last one is that for smaller screen or the mobile screens, it should the close button should be positioned properly, so this is the media query that makes sure that the font size is correct and the position is exact. So we are not going to go much detail into this. Basically, now we have an overlay to work with. So now we just need to get the YouTube videos or get the trailers and show it here as a carousel. So next what we need to do is, we need, when this open nav is called, we need to get the trailer list or the videos list. So we have a movie TMDB API that does that. So in the TMDB documentation for version 3, you can see that there is an endpoint called movie/movie ID /video. So the movie ID here is the one that we previously said, this one. So every movie has a movie ID, and we need to pass it in the as a URL parameter, and then it returns the movie details for that. So what it returns is basically it returns the site from which it is pulled, and whether it was a trailer, teaser, or what sort of video it is. Then it also returns a key to the video and the name of the movie that it belongs to. So we are going to use this endpoint to basically get the response or get the videos for this tutorial. So just like the previous API call, we will be using fetch API, and the URL, we need to concatenate the URL. So on the top, as you can see, we have defined some variables. So we have the base URL as the API api.moviedb.org/3. Then there is the API. We have not constructed the API URL for this one, and we'll just directly do that here. Here in the open nav function. So what we'll do is we'll get the base URL, and on the base URL we need this endpoint. So it's basically movie or /movie/ we need the movie ID here. So in this function here, we'll pass the whole movie object so that we can access different parameters of the movie inside the overlay. So we can get the movie ID as let ID equal to movie.id. Okay, and so we can get the ID here, and then at the end we need to add /videos. So plus string /videos, and at the end of it we need to add the API key, so which is this one. Okay, so that is it. Yes, so we need to add the question mark and plus API. Now this will call the URL, and it will then return a promise or a response, and we need to convert the response to JSON, and then we'll get the video data. So we'll just name it as video data itself, and we can say log the video data, so to see what's in there and if our assumption was what we expected it to be. So we'll just save that here. Okay, and now when we click no more and open the developer tools and go into the console, movie is not defined. Okay, so go into the code, you can see that we have not added the parameter here. So we'll just add the parameter here, and now when we save that and click on no more, the overlay gets added, and we have gotten a response of this one, and it has a result. Just like I said, we have the site which is YouTube, we have the movie name, we have a key which is the YouTube video key, and we have a type of video. So we have 4 videos for this particular movie, which is Godzilla vs. Kong official trailer. So we need to show these movies inside here. So how are we going to do that? But before that, check if we have video data. Okay. So we will add a condition of if video data, and only if it's only after the content is loaded, we need to add, increase the width. So we'll just cut the navigation part of, or the overlay part, and just paste it inside the .then function. Now we need to check if the result exists or not. So what we'll do is we'll add another condition of video data dot results. So we have seen that there is a results array in here. So you can see that there is a results array. So there is a possibility that there can be no videos here. So we can add a condition for that, saying that if video data dot results dot length greater than 0, only then we need to show these things. Else what we can do is we can just say that no results is found. Okay, so that we'll add in a bit, but let's go with the happy case. So that is if there is data in the results. So when there is data in the results, we need to embed that YouTube video here. Okay, so how are we going to do that? First, we need the a place to store all the code. So we'll create a variable of, say, embed, and we'll make it an array. Why are we making it an array? So that we can add all the movie elements, HTML elements into the array, and later we can join everything together and we can show them here. Now we'll just loop through this video results. So video data dot results dot for each, and for each video, okay, we need to do something. So what do we need to do? We need to add the embed code into the embed array. So embed dot push, and we'll add a template literal string, and we'll add the embed code here. Okay, so let's get the embed code. So the way we can do that is, let's go into the results here. So let me just show you. This is the key. We just copy the key. Okay, we'll go into the browser and we'll create type youtube.com/watch and question mark, then v equal to, and we'll just paste the key here, just the key. So this is the key that drives the YouTube video. Now when we enter it, you can see a video is loading, and I will not play the video because I can get copyright issues due to this video, so I will not play it. And here I'll click on share. Okay, this is how we get the embed code for the YouTube, and here you can see that embed is there, and on clicking there you can see a code is here. We'll just copy that code. Okay, minimize the developer tools and come back here and paste the code here. Now we need to change few things, and we'll change them in a bit. First, let's come back to our movie app. So first things first, we need to change the ID. Then we need to change the title. Then what if they send a video which is that on Vimeo and has a key for the Vimeo video? What will we do? So we need to make sure it's the YouTube video itself. So we need all those data from this video here, all these data from here. So we'll use the object restructuring that we were previously using. So we'll create let, and we need the key here. We need name, we need site. Yeah, that's all we need. So we need name, key, and site. Okay, from video, and we'll change those things inside this code here. So we'll do dollar curly braces, and here we'll add the key, and here we'll add the name. And by doing so, we add the name and the key. But first we need to make sure that the site is YouTube. So we'll do a condition here, if site equal to YouTube. Only then we want to push into this array. Else we do not want to do anything, so we'll just leave it as such. We'll just copy paste the embed code into the if condition, and we'll just hit few tabs, and that's it. Now when we save this code and go into here and click no more, nothing showing up. And if we go into the developer tools, there is nothing there. That's because we have not added this embed code into the container. So let's do that. So outside the for each, which is here, we'll create add few spaces. We need to add the video inside the overlay content. So we'll add an ID of overlay content. Okay, and now we'll save that. Then going to the script tag, here itself, what we'll do is we'll get the overlay content, and we'll basically get by ID. So document.get element by ID, and we paste the overlay content here. So we have that overlay content. Now we need to add this embed code inside that overlay content. So we need the outside the for each. What we'll do is we'll do overlay content dot inner HTML, okay, equal to embed dot join. We need to just give nothing and just the inverted comma, and this will basically convert every array, element of the array, and join everything with nothing. Basically it will concatenate everything into a single string and add it inside the overlay content. And one more thing which we'll do is, if there is no data in here, we'll set the overlay content dot inner HTML as saying that there is no content. So we have something here for that. If we scroll up, we can see that there is an h1 tag saying no result found. So we'll just copy that and go here and just paste that here, and we'll save that. Okay, we just minimize the developer tools, and now if we click no more, still, yeah, there is content, but I think all the videos have been loaded together. So 6 videos have been loaded all together. Okay, so we do not want that either. We need to only show one video at a time, and